clap in front of another clap, please go ahead and space to allow other people in. Ladies and gentlemen, in a special way, we welcome the Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, Regular Honorable Speaker, welcome. We'll be shortly starting this game between Rwanda and Uganda. Rwanda being the host for this particular game. When we are ready with the team selection and verification, we'll have the teams line up for the anthems, then we'll do the inspection by the guest of honor, and then the game will start. Thank you.
Thank you.
UBM 1840, parked near the gate. Please go and adjust your space to allow the Kenyan team in. Also UBH620U, UBH620U. Also, please go and move to allow the guests leave. UBH620U. Thank you. Team captain. As the teams prepare, a kind reminder that the closing ceremony for the games will be held on Tuesday, 16th December 2025 at the Parliament of Uganda, starting at 3 p.m. All the guests and teams are requested to be seated by 3 p.m. on Tuesday for the closing ceremony.
Hello.
If you're here and your team is not here, please pass on the information. The closing ceremony for these games is on Tuesday, 16th December at 3 p.m. at the Parliament of Uganda. The teams are lining up, ready for the anthem, and thereafter the inspection by the guest of honor, who is the Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly. We'll play the anthem of Rwanda first, and then followed by Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, could we please rise for the anthem of the Republic of Uganda?
Hello. Yeah.
do the team inspections. Then we'll have the group photos with the respective teams, and then we'll start the game.
Yeah. Good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. My name is Shadrach. This is a beautiful evening. What a beautiful day to live a beautiful life. This is the beautiful NBA Sport TV, and it is at the beautiful and sensational MTN Arena in Lugogo. It is two beautifully assembled teams. It is a beautiful Parliament of Uganda taking on the beautiful Parliament of Rwanda. Right there, the formalities, that is guest of honors, right there, trying to shake a little hand with the people who are going to take part in this match. Right there, the Ugandan team, led by their captain, that is none other than a couple of honorables right there. Remember, this is a matchup of parliamentarians. Honorable Kamala Nicholas, we have Honorable Magoro John Faith, Honorable Chiyaga Hillary, better known as Hildeman, Honorable Okeyo Peter, Honorable Batum Ben, Honorable Ayogon Selas, Afidra Ronald, Honorable Mbwate Kamwa Gafa, and Honorable Adome Francis. And on the other side, the Liberal is Honorable Mohindo Harold Tone and Honorable Chibala Henry Morris. And on the other side of the Rwandese, that is crossing the Gatuna border, the land of 1,000 hills right there, donning yellow and blue as well. Those are literally the national colors of Rwanda, whether it is volleyball or it is football right there. They prefer blue and yellow. Sometimes they tend to interchange to yellow and blue, but either way, it is the same thing. And we have Nziyemana Pierre, that is jersey number 2. We have Kalisa Jean Souvier, jersey number 4. We have Ichitegebe Venuste, that is jersey number 3. Nyayenda Damien, that is jersey number 6. Nabahire Anastase, that is jersey number 7. Kirini Jabo Bartholomew, that is jersey number 8. Nsangabandi Aneste, that is jersey number 9, and jersey number 10, that is none other than Muhakwa Varens, that is on the Rwandese side. So brace yourself. It is a matchup made here at the MTN Arena in Rugogo. Once again, my name is Shadrach, and this is the beautiful and sensational NBA Sports TV. You can get us on 377 on DSTV right there. But if you're traveling, probably you have a chance to watch on the Afro mobile app right there. Remember, you can pay the daily, you can pay weekly, or you can choose to pay monthly. Monthly right there. But we have a lot of sister stations that are also giving us the viewers a chance to come and watch this particular matchup. Obviously, as a Ugandan, you wouldn't want to ask which team I'm rooting for. And I'm definitely rooting for the home team. And right there for the starting lineup, you can see Ugandans. A couple of high fives right there. All the honorables are getting ready for this particular matchup. So we are just waiting for the referees to serve this off. But it is formalities that continue. And right there waving to the people who are watching in the stands. People are continuing to flow right inside here at the MTN Arena in Lugogo. So, for the hundreds in attendance and for the thousands who are watching from home, brace yourself for a matchup. They say work without play makes Jack a dull boy. But I believe work without play, I would bet our parliamentarians a little dull, I believe. But if they play a little bit, stretch their muscles, I'm sure they would have a chance to bring our policies at par. Anytime from now, the referee, rather the umpire, just like they say in Uganda, ajja kubajjako akawuwo. So just a little history right there. Now for the Ugandan parliament, we have over 529 parliamentarians, and many of these have participated in these games. Some have managed to come here and represent, some have managed to watch, others have just given their whichever kind of support they would have. And on the Rwandese side, that is our counterparts, our neighbors right there. The Rwandese parliament, Rwanda has a population of around 13.95 million people, and they have around 8 MPs that represent this 13.95 million people. But today, it is a matchup made in heaven, a matchup between the parliamentarians. Notable is that particular parliamentarian who turned from music into making policies. That is none other than Chiaga, better known as Hilderman. He's also representing, is maybe the most notable of the Ugandan parliament players. But they huddle up. Customarily, it's always good to first have a prayer, a short prayer before a game, because there's nothing that we do that doesn't require the good Lord to spread his wings around whichever we are doing, whether it is sports, whether it is education, whatever it is that you're doing out there. There's always sense to believe in the supreme being, that is God or Allah, whichever you choose to use. The referee just waiting for the teams, for the first 6 to come step on court. Right there, you're going to notice the Ugandan coaching team. We have Bachu. In his earlier years, he represented for KCC, a volleyball club. That is none other than Bachu. If you've been around the volleyball circles for a very long time, you surely know who Bachu is. Those days was playing with the likes of Jeff Rwanda in KCCA. But gone are the days. Right now they're representing Israel as a coach for Uganda Parliament. That is Bachu right there on your screens. In his earlier years, you could probably see I would call him a bird with flight, because every time he went up high, him and Jeff Rwanda, they were short in stature, but their flight and their jump was immaculate and relentless. So, the Rwandese Parliament and the Ugandan Parliament. Action. So, the referee signals for the Ugandan Parliament to kick things off right there, donning white and black. Service. An error. It is a free ball for Uganda. Another free ball right there, I believe, for Rwanda. There is the pickup, and here comes the boom. It was a very short boom, that is. Somehow they managed to keep the ball alive. For Rwanda, up high once again. The boom comes off the block, and the Rwandese, they pick up their first manota. I had a chance to work with one of the best media personalities out of Rwanda, and I think that's the only thing I learned. Points are called a manota. Service the picture out of system. Rwandese once again. There is the swing off the net. Is another point for the Rwandese. Donning yellow and blue. The Rwandese crossing the border hundreds of kilometers right there, but they are already starting to give the Ugandans the bloody nose. There is the for the center. Through the center, it is a dump into the back court, and the assistant referee rather flags that onto the court. It is point for Uganda. It is the first point, so the score is at 1 for Rwanda, rather 1 for Uganda. Hilderman with the service. Majestic pick up high and down high to the outside, and so Uganda manages to pick up their second point. Hilderman, Chiaga preparing for the service. That is just number 4. Center picks that up, so it means it's an out of system set, and it is another error and miscommunication from the Rwandese, and Uganda picks up their third. Hilderman once again with the service. There is the pickup. Options up high and down hard, but somehow they managed to keep that ball alive. It is another free ball for Uganda. The setter with options. Here comes the boom. What a pickup that is. I mean, these look a little lethargic in terms of stature. You could look at them and think there is no action that's going to happen, but already we've seen some action. They can surely set, they can surely attack. The attacks are not as hard as you could have thought, but trust me, they are surely putting up a fight. It is almost a free ball for the Rwandese. There is the pickup. Up high, it is another dump. The pick, the set. I think this is going to be full of dumps right here, because most of these teams are not choosing to go for hits, but right there is another hit. There is the dump, and right there we are witnessing action from the Rwandese. That is jersey number 3, that is Ichitebebe Venuste. I mean, these Rwandese have some of the most irregular names, but they're surely putting up regular action despite the irregular names. There is the pickup through the center, using the left hand. Up high, down hard, coming off the block right there. Chiaga Hilderman sends it over. There is the pickup once again. Cross court set. Up high and down hard. Fly it onto the outside. I normally say this, power is nothing without control. No matter how hard you hit, that ball is supposed to fall, to drop into the confines of the court. The floater. There is the pickup. Up high, here comes the boom. The boom is a drop, and it is a dump. Rwanda National Police, they seem to be in the driving seat, because every time Uganda seems to make a point, they come from the behind. Whether it is a dump or a hit, they somehow manage to pick up a point. But from the beginning, it is like a boxing match. These are two giants are slowly trying to test each other's prowess. Nothing much in terms of spiking action. A lot of dumping action right there. That's like the way you see that. But the basics seem to be on display. The basics of reception, the basics of service, the basics of attacking. But the Rwandese seem to be having an upper hand. Backward pickup, the setter, up high, it is another dump, but it is straight into the block, and the Rwandese just pick up their 7 points. Communication between, that is the attacker, and that is Honorable Batum Ben, that is just number 3, and the setter, Honorable Magolo John Faith. But this time they hit the ball onto the outside, and the Ugandans are playing catch up. Every time Rwanda picks up a point, the Ugandans are trying to come from behind, and they are surely putting a little pressure on the Rwandese. But errors of that sort are the reason why these Rwandese who are donning yellow and blue, the reason why they're always smiling all the way to the scoreboard, because a couple of mistakes are eating up these Ugandans. But there is the pickup, the set by Hilderman. There is a set, the dump once again, and Rwandese came with a game plan. They started off with attacks, and this time they are going for dumps. And these dumps seem to be working for them, considering the fact that all the ones they are dropping in the front court have been picking up points. But here's a chance for Uganda, and there is an error from that is the Rwandese is a touch on the net. Remember, in terms of faults, a net touch is a fault, a cross is a fault, and for people who attack from the back court, if you step on the 3-meter line, that is also a fault. And this time it is the Rwandese that's just touch a little bit of the net, an overpass. There is the pickup. Out of system, but somehow they managed to go with that left hand. There is the pickup. The set by Hildeman through the center. It's the first time we've seen elation, elevation, and detonation. That is coming onto the front court. Honorable Mbwatekamwa Gafa. He just showed us that in his earlier years, he surely had the spice, he surely had ace in his veins, and he just unleashes one on the unsuspecting Rwandese right there. Oh, now seems like Mbwatekama just picked up a hard point and an error right there from Honorable Batum Ben, just gifting the Rwandese with their 10th points. The service on to the outside. Now, in terms of errors, most of them have been having errors in terms of service. If they reduce on the margin for error, that is in service and holding in terms of the net, we will surely have a better matchup. There is the pickup. Options for the setter. Up high, coming off the block onto the outside. That is for Rwanda. 11-9. Going to serve. Nyabienda Damien. I told you, Rwanda Parliament consists of 80 MPs and they are representing 13.95 Rwandese. And on the other side, Uganda at a population of 49, represented by 529 MPs. Fighting for possession. Rwanda, Arapege Pado, that is Uganda. It was an overpass and he made no mistake. Returns that favor because earlier on he was a culprit himself. He gave those Rwandese an overpass and they punished him. It's more like he was returning the favor in terms of punishment. And Uganda is within one. Honorable Chiaga Hildeman with the service. It is a floater. Beautiful pickup. Diggs set. There is the dump. One-handed pick. And just like I said, the Rwandese, that is Batum. The Honorable Batum Tom, who was operating as a setter earlier on. But it seems they're out of system at this particular time. There is one-handed pickup. Elevation, detonation into the middle of the court, and Uganda is within one. They are really on the heels of these Rwandese Parliament players, but the Rwandese have a couple of tricks up their sleeves, and there's a reason why they are in the lead. The sounds of vuvuzelas continue to echo right here in the M10 Arena. Talking about arenas, there is an arena that was built right there in that beautiful and sensational stadium right there in Hoima. They have an indoor arena that is going to cater for games like basketball and volleyball as well. It is a beautiful and monumental thing for Ugandan sport right there to have such a beautiful and sensational stadium. Cross set, lefty, picked up with one hand. Options for the setter, up high and down hard. There is the pickup. Honorable Hildeman, Chiaga, they fight, they keep it in. Cross court, cross set. There is the dump. Batum Tom with the pickup, coming off with a hit. Once again, the ball can't seem to find the ground. Where will it drop? The Rwandese Parliament can't let it drop. The Ugandan Parliament can't let it drop. But this time, they are surely looking for a way through. There is the dump again. There is the pickup. Options for the setter. Wow, beautiful piece of action right here at the M10 Arena in Lugogo. And it ends in a Randy's point. What a rally that is for the Randy's side. And Coach Bachu is forced to call for a timeout. Right there you can see most of the fans who have come to witness this action are donning Uganda jerseys. I don't know where you are right now. You could be watching from home. You could be on your way here. You could be on Afro Mobile app or our sister TV stations that surely also are showing this particular game. Right there, you can see a Randis fan who is surely happy, elated at the performance of the Randis. And this is what I can say. In the Bible, Moses was told to remove his shoes because he was standing on holy grounds. For the hundreds in attendance and for the thousands who are watching from home, remove your shoes, for you're standing on holy volleyball grounds. This is MBS and its sister stations right here in Uganda that are showing these parliamentary games. But Uganda has managed to pick up their 12th point, and Rwanda is at 14. Out of system, up high in the pickup. Uganda is really showcasing beautiful backcourt defense, but the Rwandese have a couple of tricks up on their sleeves. What a beautiful block that is from Honorable. That is other than Honorable Batum with a beautiful block right there. And the Ugandans continue to climb the ladder because they are now tied at 14 all. It started off as an easy matchup for the Rwandese because they kept on holding onto the lead. By this time, it is Uganda. There is the pickup. Options for a cross set, and there is another dump. At this time, the person who was directing traffic on the backside, at this time, that is Mwatekamwa Honorable, fails to pick that one up, but he has been he has played a major role for the Ugandan side, considering the fact that he came onto the front court and provided a couple of hits for Uganda to help them to climb back up into the lead. But the Rwandese have put one hand on the lead, and they have a firm grip on this particular set. It should be a free ball for the Rwandese. By this time, the ball fires cross onto the other side of the court, and Rwanda Parliament are up. They are resting in a 3-point lead, and Uganda has a tough hill to climb. That ball is served onto the front court, and Rwanda has 18, Uganda at 14. Service. There is the pickup. Out of system. There is another error. Mwatekama. Miscommunication from these two parliamentarians. That is Honorable Kamara Nicholas and Honorable Mwatekamwa Gafa. It's another service. There is the pickup from the backcourt. Options for the setter. Up high and down. By this time, there is an error from that is Nyabenda Damien in terms of block. Gets to touch that net a little bit, and Uganda has a chance to climb a little bit back up because they find themselves in a deep hole and behind at 4 points. There is the pickup. Options for the setter. Up high, and there is the cross-court attack. Honorable Hilda Manchiaga. Block. Is that onto the outside? We've seen a little bit of action from both sides. Not so much in terms of attack, but they've been showcasing in terms of skill and talent the rest of the skills that is the rest of the basics of volleyball have been on full display. Honorable Hilderman through the center. There is the dump onto the front court or the back court, I beg your pardon. And Ugandan Parliament is slowly picking up momentum on the front court. It has been Honorable Hilderman Chiaga who has been gifted the role of the setter, and he has been doing tremendously in that particular role, and miscommunication in terms of rotation from the Ugandan parliamentarians. So the Rwandese have been forced to call for a timeout, considering the fact that this Ugandan parliament has been gaining momentum right there. And the Rwandese fans right there who came in all the way from Kigali, Rwanda, a couple of 100 kilometers to cross the Gatuna border, the land of 1,000 hills. They have really done tremendous work in terms of promoting sports. You could look at the BK Arena. They look at some of the leagues that they do have over there in terms of volleyball. Their Rwanda National League is one of the strongest leagues right there in Africa as per now, because it is capturing attention from players all over the world, the whole of Africa, the likes of Kepler, the likes of Epiara, the likes of Police, the likes of Gisagara. They are really doing tremendous work over there in terms of developing the beautiful game of volleyball. But it's also the same here in Uganda. A lot has been put in terms of developing the beautiful sports and education ministry. There is the pickup option for Hilary Chiaga. Another pickup options for the setter through the center. By this time, he clatters that ball into the net, and that is Honorable Batumpen onto the front court, going for the middle blocking position, but he just delivers a point for Rwanda Parliament. It's another pickup out of system. It should be a free ball for Rwanda. There is the pickup options for the center, going for the lefty. In boxing, we call that a southpaw hit. Players who are normally gifted with the left hand, we call that the southpaw hit. There is the pickup options for the setter, Hilary Chiaga, coming off the block onto the outside. It is a rare gift for the Ugandans, who are slowly staring into the eyes of a loss, because considering the fact that they are behind by over 4 points, they were staring into the eyes of a loss, because the Rwandese seem to be running away with this particular set. Options for the setter. There is the dump, the pickup. It should be almost a free ball for Rwanda, but there is an error from Honorable Batum Tom to gift these Rwandese an easy point. I think from the look of things, there might be I think in terms of rotation, I would think the Ugandans have made an error, because there is no way that is Batum Tom was on the front court just a moment and is in position 6 right now. Even never went to serve. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the fact that the Rwandese are giving us a blood nose in our own arena. I think our Ugandan parliament has a lot of decisions to make right here, whether in terms of substitutions, that is for Coach Bachu, who has been around the sport for time immemorial, and he is forced to call for timeout. That is Coach Bachu, but a timeout has been denied. There is a hit from the back coach by none other than Honorable Kamara Nicholas, jersey number 5, to pick up an 18th point for Uganda. Here's a chance. Honorable Silas Agon. There is a beautiful floater, one-handed pick, a hit onto the outside, and this time, if Honorable, that is Honorable, I beg your pardon, Honorable Silas Agon continues to serve as beautiful as he has been, there is a chance for Uganda, because on the other side it seems the Rwandese don't have as much of a beautiful reception that we would have expected them to have. So the score is 23 and it is 19 for Uganda. Wherever you're watching from, We appreciate you from Kasese, from Mbale, from Soroti, from Lira, from Kamuli, from Jinja, wherever you're watching from. We appreciate you for sticking with us. This is NBS Sport and the rest of our sister stations that here in Uganda that are managing to bring you the best of the business in the parliamentary games. These games will be ending next week, but there's been a lot of action. Kenyan, Tanzania, and right there, what a block that is. Coming out of the timeout, it seems that Uganda has not lost their momentum. They are putting that foot on the gas and they are chasing Rwanda Parliament. There is another pickup. It should be a free ball. Honorable Chiaga with the set up high, and the hit. Is there an error? Yes, there is. As he went up high for that attack, that is Honorable Nicholas Kamara. He touches a little bit of the net, and Rwanda Parliament is within one for the set point. Service, Honorable Chiaga. There is an error from the Rwandese Parliament, and the Honorable Chiaga Hilderman goes to serve. You could remember him in his earlier days when he was an artist. Double Bedi Mazongo To, and to mention but a few, Amelia, some of the songs he managed to gift us here in Uganda, but now he's gifting us with points here representing the Uganda National Parliament. So, Rwanda Parliament picks up the first set. Remember, it is a best of 5. In the earlier years, we used to play best of 3. Most of these rules were changed in the year 1998. It started off around 1994 when they changed some of the rules to reduce from 21 points to 25 points. Then they went on to change 25 points per set, and the winner had to win it in 5. That means if both teams have 2 sets apiece, they tend to go for a decider. So, taking the sights, the sounds, the action from the replay center here at the M10 Arena in Lugogo. And so we return to action. Rwanda managed to break the deadlock, and they took the first set. More like they broke the ice, so it is now or never for Uganda. If Rwanda picks up this second set, trust me, the Rwandese will surely keep the advantage. But if Uganda picks up this set, then the Ugandan parliamentary team will have a chance to capitalize and reduce on the deficit to give themselves a chance. There is the pick, cross-cut, the hitch. Somehow they managed to keep the ball alive. The block onto the outside. That is Honorable Mbwatekama Esau. He has come onto the starting on the front court because they're surely trying to look for some sort of action. I know there is a win inside this Ugandan team, and they are surely searching for the win. Sometimes it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it is the size of the fight in the dog. There is the dump, the pickup, up high and down, and somehow there was some bit of cover right there from the Rwandese. That is none other than Nziyemana Pierre. He has played some piece of defense, that is for the Rwandese side against this Ugandan side, and it's no mistake that that defense has really been good in this particular game. So Honorable Chiaga hits onto the outside, and the libero is coming in for the first time in this particular game. That is for Honorable Chiaga. There is the pickup out of system. It should be a free ball. Here comes the boom, but this time that boom is clattered into the net by Honorable Mbwatekama Esau. Just the number 7. He has a sweet left hand. Talking about sweet left hands, reminds me of one Dickens Otim with one of the sweetest, fastest left hands in Ugandan volleyball. But this time we are talking the parliament. Mbwatekama with the block. A hit by these parliamentarians. I think sometimes it's a matter of the fact that they have a lot of policies to pass, but I see some skill and some talent in them, and I believe it's just because they don't have so much time to do in terms of practice. There is the set, the dump. The referee blows a whistle. That is an error from Damien Nyabyenda from the Parliament of Rwanda. There is the pickup. There is the set. Here comes the boom. The boom comes out with a dump, trying for a one-handed pickup. But these Rwandese, they seem to mean business. Talking about Rwandese, all those who are watching and you are affiliated to this Rwandese side, Wiriwe, I hope mumezute. I don't know if that is the right pronunciation. There is the pickup option, the dump, one-legged pickup. Remember, the usage of a leg was inducted and included into the volleyball rules later on. That is still around the 1998 amendment I beg your pardon, 1996 amendment, when they introduced, they legalized the use of a leg, the use of a head, any part of the body, as well as the introduction of a libero, and also they gave they gave the coaches a chance to be much audible on the touchline. But we are here in 2025, and still we're enjoying a beautiful game that started way back towards the end of 1895, around 1895. Discovered right there in the America. It started off as a game called the Mintonet, but the visionary, the person who discovered it, looked at tennis as something that inspired him. But this time he looked at tennis and mixing something to do with basketball, but instead this time he just had to raise a tennis net higher, and this time instead of looking for a hoop to drop the ball inside, the ball had to be played above the net, in terms of touches. Now, before, they were not playing 3 touches. All that came around in the around 1912, before the World War. That game moved around the world during the World War because it was the Americans who are moving that game around in Eastern Europe into Africa, because Americans played a big role and a big part in World War. Options, 100 pick, out of system set, going for the hit, flying onto the outside. That is the Rwandese Parliament on the front court. Earlier on in the first set, the Rwandese had a lot of action in terms of the front court. By this time, because of their bad reception, they have not really given themselves a chance to attack on the front court, but it is the errors that these Ugandans are making that are chewing them up and spitting them out right there all the way to the scoreboard. Rwanda 7, Uganda 4. Service, majestic pickup, majestic set, rather unmajestic hit onto the outside, and the Rwandese are smiling all the way to scoreboard, because as Uganda we are making a lot of errors, and we are surely gifting these people the pickup out of system. It should be another free ball for the Rwandese. Options for the setter, cross court, the jump. It's another pickup recycled into a point for Uganda. That is Honorable Tom in the front court. He has been one of the Ugandan players who have put their fingerprints on this game. Him and Mbwate Kama Exau, as well as Hilary Chiaga, better known as Hilderman. The dump, 100 pickup, another 100 pick to keep the ball alive. A chance for Rwanda from the backcourt, and this time around the ball could have been hit in a very lethargic way, but like I told you, whether you hit that ball with 1,000 joules, whichever kinetic energy you use to hit that ball, and anyone who hits with little energy, it is still 1 point. So beautiful, beautiful from jersey number 3, Ichitebe Venuste of Rwanda. There is the pickup, the dump, 100 pickup on the other side. Options for the setter, up high, going for the swing, and this time that is Honorable Tom caught off guard in terms of block, because he was really flying away from the block. As blockers, your 10 supposed to take your blocking position. You cannot block away from the net. Is that on to the outside? Honorable Hilary Chiaga, with beautiful usage of the brains. I call that usage of the medulla oblongata, or in the famous words of Mukasa Mbide, usage of the dulce liberata. Service. It is a floater, a pickup, up high, going off the lefty, and this time beautiful defense. Up high for the set once again. The remix is worse than the original, considering the first hit was beautiful and majestic, but the second one, when they revised that ball, they just clatter it into the net, and Uganda is at 7, Rwanda at 10. A chance for Uganda to reduce on the deficit. It is a floater, the pickup, out of system set. It should be a free ball for Uganda. Here comes the boom, but this time it is a dump from the backcourt, flying in, and there's another pickup. This time there's an error from the Rwandese, that is the Mahakwa Valen, and this time he thought that ball was flying onto the outside, but it was beautiful defense from Uganda. Remember, defense is part of the action. It is 8 for Uganda and 10 for Rwanda. There is another floater. Another error. It seems the Rwandese, their mojo is running out, because earlier on they could pick these balls easily, but this time it is Uganda that is on the receiving end, because they've just received over 3 points in a row, considering they were behind. But it is not over. until it is over. It's an error from Uganda Parliament. The service, it is a beautiful floater straight into the heart of the Ugandan side, and the Rwandese just tuck things up a notch. They are at 12 and they are in a 3-point cushion. It is another floater. This time ball read well by Honorable Tom, and onto the front court steps the big guns. That is just 7, who has been the biggest light in this dark Ugandan side. That is Honorable Mbwatekamwa. There is another error in terms of service. It is an ace serve from Honorable Agon Silas. 11-12. It is a floater. The pickup, cross court, flying in from the back, delivering a hit, but it was lacking in terms of energy. Sometimes they say Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus with a kiss, but that right there, he just betrayed his team with a Mikasa ball. He hit that ball onto the outside and gifted Uganda their 12th point. It is a free ball for Uganda. There is the pickup. Options for the setter. Up high. Catching that ball onto the back court. It is a set for Rwanda. Uganda with a chance through the center. Beautiful defense right there from Rwanda. That is Honorable Mbwatekamwa. Every time he steps onto the front court, he's giving these Rwandese a bloody nose. And for the first time in both sets, Uganda takes the lead, 13-12. And Uganda, I beg your pardon, and Rwanda is forced to call for a timeout. So coming out of the timeout with Uganda in the lead at 13, and Rwanda Parliament. Another out of system pickup. Somehow they keep the ball alive. Options for the setter. Going up high and delivering. Is that outside? Yes, the referee signals outside, but there is life that is coming out in this Ugandan side, because in this past set they were not able to deliver such attacks. By this time it appears like Coach Bachu went to the drawing board and has given the right tactics to the Ugandan players. Options for the setter. A hit into the backcourt. There is the pickup out of system set. The pickup cross court up high and chooses to go for the dump. Up high for the set, coming off a lefty, and elevation and detonation. This time he is electrified and amplified. That is Muhakwa Valens as he goes to the skies and hits. Uganda with a chance. Options. There is the dump out of system set. There is another dump for the Rwandese, but this time the ball flies onto the outside and Uganda ties things up. That is 14 apiece. There is the floater, the pickup. options. Up high, here comes the boom, comes off the block. The ball is kept alive. It should be a free ball for the Rwandese. Out of system. They pick up once again. Options for the setter. Here comes the boom through the center. Off the block. Honorable Tom through the center with the hit. So it seems the Ugandans had not warmed up well in the previous set, because I'm seeing a different set of players in this particular set, because in the first set they were not attacking as much as they are right now. I believe they have gotten their mojo. Tayari wameshapasha misuli. For those who speak Swahili, na wambia tu kwamba tayari wameshapasha misuli, ndo wameanza kushambulia Rwanda. The pickup up high, coming off the lefty. There is the pickup out of system. There is another dump. Rwanda with the pickup. Rwanda with the set. Rwanda with the hit. This Rwandese parliament has a couple of tricks up their sleeves, and Mahakwa Valen prepares to serve. It is set score 2 for, I beg your pardon, 1 for Rwanda and none for Uganda. The pickup out of system. Rwanda with a chance up high. There is another dump, but this time beautiful defense, beautiful combination right there from Honorable Tom on the front court. He has been one of the best players on this Ugandan side. Him, Honorable Chiaga, as well as Honorable Mbatekama. The service. It should be a free ball for Uganda. There is the pickup. Option through the center. Honorable Tom with the dump. Somehow the Rwandese tried to fight to keep that ball in play. He tried to go and chase that, but he was looking for Lord's wife, and she had already become a pillar of salt. A chance for Uganda. There is a free ball. The pickup. Honorable Chiaga. Up high. Down hard. This time choosing to go for energy on the front court. That is Honorable Silas. But the power could not land into the confines of the net. And the Rwandese are looking. They keep on looking at the scoreboard. Remember, Uganda had taken a 2-point lead. By this time, Rwanda continues to reduce the deficit. It is 16 for Rwanda, 17 for Uganda. There is the pickup. Options for the setter. Through the center. Comes off the block. How about the defense of these Rwandese? I mean, there's not been many clean hits for Uganda, considering the fact that these Rwandese are standing tall and they're playing important and beautiful defense right there on the front court. Honorable Chiaga. There is the hit. The pickup. Rwanda with the hit. It is another dump, but it is read well, and here comes a chance for Rwanda. Beautiful anti-sessional block from Honorable Tom. Jersey number 3. Service. Honorable Chiaga. Hilderman sends an easy one onto the outside. I call that a borehole service, because you tend to move your hand like you're working a borehole. The libero steps on. That is for Honorable Hilary Chiaga. But Rwanda with a service. It's a floater. Beautiful pickup from the libero. But it's not an important and sensational set. That is from the setter. Once again, the libero are fighting for that possession, but couldn't put that ball alive. Coming off the bench right there is Honorable Adome Francis as a libero. Ijitejebe Venuste with the service. There is the pickup. Option for the setter. Up high for the dump. Cross court. Flying. There is another pickup. Out of system set. Most of the balls they have been playing have been out of system. That says a lot about their receptions. What an important and sensational dump from Honorable Batum Ben. Uganda at 19 and Rwanda at 19. I would say I'm a little impressed with the Ugandan team this time, because in the previous set they were not putting up fights of this particular one. So I believe if they keep their foot on the gas, if they put their momentum up, they will have a chance to take this particular set and reduce on the advantage that the Rwandese side. Talking about advantage, that ball flies onto the outside and the Rwandese are staring at a Ugandan lead. The pickup, the chance, up high for the dump. There is the pickup for the setter. Up high and down hard. By this time, there is an error. He chooses to go for power. That was a beautiful set. I mean, it was spicy and icy, but the connection from the attacker, he ends up hitting the net to give this Rwanda side their 20th point. Service, the pickup. Here comes the boom. It's another pickup from the Rwandese. One-handed pick, and this time with his efforts he puts his body on the line. That is just the number 7, Honorable Mbachekama, but that ball flies onto the outside and gives the Rwandese Parliament their 21st point. In my background, it is music from our parliamentarian, that is Honorable Hilary Chiyaga. End of timeout. Service for Rwanda. There is the pickup, and somehow he tries to keep that ball alive. For me, from my opinion, what's killing this Ugandan Parliament most is their reception, because it is the first basic. You'll not be able to attack this ball if you're not able to receive. So if there's anything that Coach Bachu has to work on, it is the reception, because the reception is the reason why this Ugandan side is having a lot of errors right there on the backcourt. But they pick up a point, so it is 21 Uganda and 22 for Rwanda. There is the picker, cross court for the hit. The dump are coming off the block. Honorable Mbwa Tekamwa Gafa. We are tied at 22 apiece. So Uganda has a chance. If they pick up this set, they surely have a chance and to reduce the advantage that the Rwandese have. There is another service. The Rwandese surely have some good reception. Coming off the block, fighting for that ball. By this time, the libero puts a lot of energy on that ball and is just gifted this Rwandese side their 23rd point. So it is 23 for Rwanda and it is 22 for Uganda. Parliamentary Games, another edition, and I believe the referee has some form of communication. The fans continue to echo. Their presence is already felt right there in the Parliamentary Games of this edition. But the ball is served onto the outside, and just like that, Uganda is gifted an easy, I call that a freebie, an easy point, and Honorable Chiyaga comes to step in once again. There is the pickup, it is the dump. Options for Uganda, hitting, coming off a beautiful defensive play right there from the Rwandese. There is the chance. There is the dump. The Rwandese can't seem to let that ball drop on their side. Beautiful showmanship in terms of energy right there as they connected one hand on each other side for a block. Stepping onto the front court, who is back? Ichijetebe Venuste, that is for the Rwanda. On the front court, they also have Muhakwa Valen, who has been their best player, that is for the Rwandese side. There is a set for Muhakwa Valen. The hit with his left hand. He has been ruthless for this Rwandese parliament. Once again, Venuste, I beg your pardon, that is Valens. The pickup by Uganda. This is another free ball for the Rwandese parliament. Valens Muhakwa, this time he goes for an easy hit, but the Ugandans managed to ricochet that ball into the front court, and they just picked up their 24th point. So we are tied at 24, and in the rules, remember, you are supposed to win with a 2-point margin. So this is what we call a game deuce, and we are heading for 26 points. So it is fast to 26. For those out there who have just started to watch the sport and you were told a winner is the one who gets 25 points fast, it is because these two teams are tied at 24, but Rwanda picks up the edge. It is 25-24 Uganda. So if the Rwandese pick up this point, it will mean they have 2 sets in the bag. They will need one more set to pick up the 3 points. Service. The pick, and just like that, the Rwandese have picked up their second set. And we are headed for the third set. So the Rwandese, who are champions of this particular edition of last year in the sport of volleyball, seem to come back for a remix. They are picking up the pieces from where they left off the previous year, because they're in the lead right here. They have 2 sets, and Uganda, with all these fans right there in the arena, Uganda is behind in terms of set scores because they are at 0, and on the other side, that is the Rwanda side. They are at 2 sets, and right in their cameras, it is the Rwandese counterparts who came all the way from Kigali to come and represent and support their side. That is the Rwandese parliament. 19.5, that is a million people out of Rwanda and 80 MPs. It is a free ball for Uganda. The pickup, the setter with options through the center, coming off the left. I believe this is the same way that they started in the previous first set, but this particular time around, I don't know if they will keep the same momentum, because in the second set they went on to lead with over 3-4 points at one particular time. Because of the errors, they managed to lose this particular one. But the Rwandese side, that ball flies onto the outside. I was talking about the Rwandese side. Their reception was a little bit good, and their cover in the previous set. It is one of the reasons why they came back and won that particular set, because Uganda seemed like it had tightened that particular set, because they were ahead by over 3 points. But the way these Rwandese came from behind, I'll tell you, it is not about how you drive, it is about how you arrive. So they came from behind and managed to beat this Ugandan side one-handed. That is Honorable Hilary Chiaga. And the hit, somehow, some signs of beautiful defense from this Ugandan side. Fighting, there is the block, the pickup from the backside. Options up high. What a beautiful rally this is from this parliamentarian. He chooses to go for brains and picks up a point. That is for Uganda. He's been one of the best players. That is Honorable Nicholas Kamara, jersey number 5, because he unleashed a couple of balls on the front court. That is for the Ugandan parliament. There is a chance. Here comes the boom. What a pickup that is. I mean, we were yet to see such action. Here comes another boom, but this time he chooses to go for the ramp. Action up high, down hard. There is the pickup, and miscommunication. I can't say it is miscommunication between two players. It is more like miscommunication between himself, his hands, and his brain. So Uganda is at 4 and Rwanda is at 1. There is the pickup. Here comes the boom on to the outside, and Uganda Parliament picks up their 50th. This is what I noticed in the previous set. They start off so well, but the ability for them to keep in the lead was lacking in terms of the Ugandan side. It is a pickup by Uganda, out of system set, and right there it is another beautiful point. That is for the Ugandan side. It is Honorable Silas picking up a point, and the Rwandese side is forced to call for a timeout. 6 for Uganda and 1 for Rwanda, but Rwanda continues to sit on the advantage. So it is the East African Parliamentary Games, and it is Uganda taking on Rwanda in volleyball. And Rwanda is in the lead. Honorable Chiaga with the service, but this time he clatters that ball into the net, and Rwanda is at 2 and Uganda at tick 6. Talking about East Africa, we are going to have the East African, that is, I beg your pardon, the East African region is going to host the AFCON in the later years. That is after this actual AFCON that is happening in Morocco. The other one that is going to happen is right here in the sister countries, Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda. There is the pickup out of system. The hit. Redwell sent flying onto the outside. That is none other than Honorable Mbwateka Mwagafa. He feels, he throws his hands in, he's bewildered because of the piece of play that he made. There is another pickup. The libero picks and keeps that ball alive. Is a chance for the Rwandese. Up high. It is out of system. Flying in from the back. Steps on the line a little bit. I expect the referee to call for an overish, and indeed he agrees with what I saw, and going to serve is Honorable Silas. Honorable Kamara, I beg your pardon, up high, and the hit coming off the block of Honorable Tom. But Tom Ben to give this Rwanda side their 50th point. So, like I said in the beginning, Uganda starts off so well because at one particular time they had 6 points, and on the other side the Rwandese had 1 point. So it is beyond me and for the fans out there, and that's beyond our understanding how these Rwandese are always coming from behind and giving us a bloody nose. Preparing for service. Mbwateka Mwagafa with his lefty. There is a chance for Rwanda. It is a dump, but this time miscommunication between that is Honorable Nicholas and the libero about where that ball was going to drop, but the Rwandese are within 2 points. Service. It is a floater. Picked up majestically through the center. There is the dump of Honorable. That is Ben Batom. Every time he's stepping into that middle blocking position, that is for Uganda Parliament, he has been performing and doing wonders. Him, Honorable Nicholas, him, as well as Honorable Chiaga, have been doing tremendous wonders for this particular Ugandan side. There is the pickup. Dig set. A dump. Still fighting for possession. I believe it is always about miscommunication. The Rwandese are in the lead through the center. It is another dump. They are choosing to give us a dump fest right here. We are at a dump barbecue here at the MTN Arena in Lugogo because both teams are choosing to dump. By this time, Honorable Batum Ben says enough is enough. I want to put an end to this, and the free ball is clattered into the backcourt, and the fans are sent into a frenzy. A chance. There is the float service, the pickup, dig set. A chance for Uganda, a free ball, Honorable Chiaga, but this time the middle blocker Batum Ben sends that ball flying. It is another free ball for this Rwanda side. There is the pickup, the setter. Here comes the boom, but this time the boom was lacking in this some bit of energy, and it is like I said, a dump mania here at the MTN Arena in Lugogo. Somehow the ball is kept alive. There is the pickup, the set, coming off with the left hand, and the beautiful defense from Uganda is on full display, as well as the beautiful defense of this Rwanda side. Free ball for Rwanda. The pick, the set. Here comes the boom, but this time the boom was lacking in terms of energy. Another dump. Uganda is seemingly not letting the ball drop, and Rwanda is also not letting the ball drop. There is the set, coming off with the lefty dump, out of system. There is the hit. Where is it ending? What a point that is. Beautiful scenes here at MTN Arena in Lugogo, because that ball was kept in air for like around 2 minutes. He couldn't seem to find the ground, to the anticipation and fun for the fans here in the MTN Arena in Lugogo. So Uganda is in the driving seat this particular time with a 5-point lead to send the fans into a frenzy. Right there, the fans are electrified. That is Honorable Muhammad Nsereko, the MP Kampala Central. He has chosen this time not to come back and contest for this particular seat, but he is here supporting his fellow parliamentarians, Honorable Muhammad Nsereko, and he likes football. He represents the Ugandan parliamentary side with football. So, just like him and the rest of the Ugandans who are watching, I believe you're rooting for that is the Uganda National Parliament volleyball team. Preparing for service, still in the driving seat. That is Uganda. He is the floater, the pickup in the backcourt. Improvisation set. By this time, it is Honorable Muhakwa Valens who hits that ball into the net, gifting Uganda with their 13th point. Still fighting to keep that ball alive. It is the Rwandese. Uganda has a chance. Miscommunication between the two parliamentarians. I believe that could be an error from none other than Honorable, that is Nick Silas, because he is covering position, that is position 1. He had no business going to pick up a ball in position 5 that was meant for Honorable Nicholas. The Rwandese with a service. There is the pickup. This time the setter couldn't get to that ball in time, and the Rwandese are within 4. So it is 8 for Rwanda and 12 for Uganda. Make that 13, coming off an error. And there is the common chant for the Namongo Blazers. That is Omuchere Munyama, being echoed right here at the MTN Arena in Lugogo. For the fans who have come here, I believe they are having fun as these two teams are taking action here at the MTN Arena in Lugogo. 14 for Uganda, 8 for Rwanda. Remember, the Rwandese parliament, they are the champions of this particular sport in the previous year of the edition. There is the chance and the block. Beautiful, sensational block. He's too tall. That is Honorable Batum Tom. And the fans are slowly getting into it. The likes of Muhammad Nsereko and the rest of the fans right there in the stands, making sure we are not given a bloody nose. We are already amplified right there. We are electrified. We are amplified. And we are trying to give these Rwandese a run for their money. What a beautiful sensational block once again. Those are 2 blocks in a row from Honorable Batum Tom on Muhakwa Valens. There is a substitution. Honorable Muhakwa Valens is a substitution, and Honorable Nabahire Anastase is brought on to come and save, to play the Jesus role for this Randy side. There is the floater, the pickup, but it is a bad reception, and it means Uganda has a free ball. What do they do to the free ball? Still fighting, flying in from the back for a set through the center. What a pickup that is. Honorable Chiaga with the one-handed send, and the Rwandese parliament seemingly they tried to say Honorable Chiaga carried the ball, flying in from the back once again onto the outside, and Uganda is gaining, gathering, and achieving in terms of points It is 17 for Uganda and 8 for Rwanda. So Uganda has a chance to take a set and push us into a fourth and much pivotal set. Right there, electrified and amplified. That is the Ugandan fans, all those honorables, putting the fact that they are honorables on the side and coming in to represent for the team, and that is the Uganda Parliament. So, still 17 and 8. That means Uganda is sitting on a 9-point cushion. Preparing for service. Honorable Silas with a service. And Honorable Nabahire Anastase in his first action, just with a bad reception and an ace registered for Honorable Silas. It is 18 to 8. A 10-point lead by the Ugandan Parliament. What answer do the Rwandese have? Because in this particular set, the Ugandan Parliament has been asking a lot of questions of these Rwandese Parliament players, and they don't seem to have answers as of yet. 100 pick. It is a free ball for Uganda, but this time an awareness cost these Ugandans a point. It is 9 for Rwanda and 18 for Uganda. So it means Uganda still are sitting on a 9-point cushion. There is the pickup, the setter through the center. Somehow they can't seem to provide their attackers with the right sets, but through the center this time around, Honorable Ben just decides to dump that ball. Yet in the previous Batum Ben, in the previous moments, he surely went up high and he was attacking those balls. It's part of the reason why the Ugandan side is in the lead. Honorable Chiaga through the center. Again, he goes for the dump. What do the Rwandese choose to do? They play a free ball. Options for the center. Through, up high, and down hard. Beautiful defense right there from the Ugandans, and they managed to pick up their 19th point. And Coach Bachu is surely happy with the side, because if you're to look at the first and the second sets, Uganda was not performing very, very well. But in this particular set, they are in the lead, a 9-point lead, and I'm pretty sure the volleyball goals are on their side for this particular set. This is an overpass through the center. This is another dump. Honorable. That is Honorable Gafa Mbwatekamwa. He stepped onto the front court, and his first action is a dump to give Uganda their 20th point. So it is 20 Uganda and 10 for Rwanda. There is the floater. It's another overpass. The dump picked up. I still don't know why they are not utilizing their attackers. That is both sides. And this time, Uganda makes it 21. That is Honorable Elijah Nicola, beg your pardon, Honorable Nicholas Kamara picking up a point for Uganda. So it is an 11-point lead for Uganda. It is the largest lead of the game from the time we started this particular matchup. At one time, the biggest was 5 points, and that is for Rwanda. Uganda also had 5 points at one particular time, but this is the largest lead of the game so far in the entire game. So it is 11 for Rwanda and 21 for Uganda. The noise is deafening right here in the M10 Arena in Lugogo. But it is 11 and 21 for Uganda. Look at those scenes right there. The Ugandans are surely enjoying this particular one. There is a service. Ball is kept up. It's a chance for Rwanda. Here comes the dump, but the dump is read well. Which side? Ugandan side. And this time it is a net touch, a violation from the Rwandan side to give Uganda their 22nd point. So, like I said, the largest lead of the game was at 11 points, and that is for Uganda, and they are surely still riding on that. What a hit that is from the Rwandese hitter, Rwandese the attacker, that is on the front court, and they just picked up, they salvaged the point, so it is 12-22. A chance for Uganda. There is the service. Options for Chiyaga through the center. It is another dump. Redwell up high and down high, but this time the ball flies onto the outside, and this Ugandan side is enjoying the benefits of the errors that these Rwandese are making. The Rwanda side calling for 2 substitutes. Onto the front court, Honorable Niyezimana Pierre, and onto the front court is Honorable Muhakwa, their captain, Valens. On the other side is Honorable Hildaman Chiyaga. There is the pick, the set, but this time I don't think that was a majestic set. It ends up in another error to give Uganda their set point. Honorable Chiyaga with the service. There is the pickup by the Rwandese. Up high, down hard, and this time they clatter that ball into the net. And look at those sounds, the jubilation from the fans around. That is the Ugandan fans right there in the stands, considering the fact that their team has managed to pick up a set. So it means that if Uganda pick up this other fourth set, they will be forcing the Rwandese into a decisive. But for now, so far so good for Uganda, considering they lost the first 2 sets, they have picked up 1 set. So if they pull up their socks a little more, they will have another chance.
Tomorrow there will be a game between Parliament of Uganda and Parliament of Kenya in football at Philip Omondi Stadium in Lugogo. The game will begin at 3 p.m. Let's be there to support our team. On Tuesday, we shall have a closing ceremony which will begin at 3. Expect everyone to be at 3 at Parliament. Let's not miss.
So we are back still at the Sensation MTN Arena in Lugogo, and it is the Uganda Parliament taking on that is the Rwandese Parliament. So the Rwandese Parliament started off so well, picking up 2 sets, but Uganda came from behind and they have 1 set in the back. So we just have to pray and believe that the boys in white and black can manage to pip the boys in yellow and blue.
We are going for round 4. Uganda 1 set and Republic of Rwanda 2 sets as it stands.
Service. Uganda with a chance. It is a free ball for Rwanda. It is an overpass, but it is read well by one of the best players that Uganda has had so far. It is a dump. Options for Hilary Chiaga. Up high, and this time he just smashes that ball into the net. That is Honorable Nicholas, I beg your pardon. That's Honorable Nicholas Kamara. Rwanda. It is a floater. Picks up very, very high. There is the set, and somehow the Rwandese pick up. They have a chance. Here comes the flash and the hit, but it sails onto the outside. We are tied at 1-1, and Uganda just picked up a set to salvage, to give themselves a chance in this particular match because the Rwandese meant business from the beginning. Honorable Chiaga with the service. There is the pickup. Options up high, and just like what Honorable Nicholas did, he just smashes that ball into the net, and that means Uganda is in the lead. That lead didn't last for so long because the service ends up outside, and Uganda, and beg your pardon, and Rwanda makes it 2-2. Service for Rwanda. They pick up. By this time, the reception was lacking a little bit. That is the volley from Honorable Silas, and is offering hands in apology, as if to say, that is on me. Rwandese for the service. There is the pickup. Up high and coming off the block. And still flying, trying to pick that ball up, but it was a little fast. But that's beautiful defense from the Rwandese side. That they have that never say never attitude. They stay, they block, they pick up balls. Their defense has really been to their A game. It's another error from Uganda. I'm not a superstitious person, but I would say most of the times Uganda is playing from this side, they were losing a set. I repeat, I'm not a superstitious person, but it's what has really been happening previously, as Uganda was losing every time they were shooting towards the right-hand side. Up high, the pickup, options for the setter, but the miscommunication, that ball was set in between two people, so they didn't know who it was meant for, and I'm not surprised that they all left it lacking just like that. Uganda at 3 and Rwanda at 5. Honorable Nicholas with the service. There is the pickup, almost a carry ball, but remember, all these rules were changed previously. No carry ball on the first touch, no carry ball on the second touch. The carry ball is on the third touch. So, Rwanda is at 6 and Uganda is at 3. The pickup, somehow they managed to keep the ball alive. There is the set, up high and down hard once again. For the second time, it is Honorable Bentom. He couldn't keep that ball up, and Rwanda Parliament pick up their 7th point. And just like what happened in the previous set, the Ugandans are forced to call for a time out because the Rwandese are playing with serious business, with serious intentions, and they do mean business. End of timeout. It is the Rwandese once again with the service. Honorable Ichietere Venuste. It's a pickup. Do they manage to keep this ball up? No, they would not be able to keep the ball up. And Honorable Chiaga is called back to come and cover the libero, because the amount of errors the libero was making on the backcourt are the reason why the Rwandese have that score. The push by Honorable Nicholas. Once again, coming off the block. How about that for beautiful fight from Veneste? The set, up high, through the center. They hit once again, and this time, Honorable Mbwateka Magafa manages to salvage a point for Uganda. Every time he's been on the front court, he's been the major role player in terms of attack, in terms of offense. That is for the Ugandan side. But suffice to say, the other players on the Ugandan side who have been represented. But on the other side of Rwanda, Mohakwa Valens, that is right there, just the number 10. He has the biggest amount of points. That is for the Rwandese side. But this time, through the center, that is Honorable Bentom. The Honorable, that is Batom Ben, beg your pardon, picks up a point. He's also one of the major role players, major keys that Ugandan Parliament has been using to put up a spirited fight. There is the set. It is surely a free ball for the Ugandan side. Through the center, but this time that wasn't a good set. That is from Honorable. That is Honorable Silas Algon. But I believe, I beg your pardon, from Honorable Magolo John Faith. That is 13 right there. He comes on as the setter, but an error from Rwanda Parliament. So, I've been mentioning Uganda has a population of around 49 million people, and all these are represented by 520 parliamentarians, and some of these parliamentarians are here representing Uganda in these parliamentary games. And on the side of Rwanda, a population of almost 20 million represented by 80 parliamentarians, and they've just picked up a point right there. And Honorable Gafa Mbwatekamwa is not happy with the piece of play right there. The ball just dropped into the front court, and right there trying to show where the previous player, that is Honorable John Faith Magolo, where is supposed to be in terms of defense. The Rwandese should be a free ball. The dump, somehow it comes off the hands of Honorable Mohakwa Valens and flies onto the outside. So it's a game of errors. That's what I've realized. All these teams, when you cross the Ugandan side, it is errors that have been eating and feeding on them. On the other side, if you cross on the side of the Rwandese, it's still the same story. It is errors that have been eating them up. So let's hope. I think a team that's going to have the biggest number of errors might actually lose this particular matchup. The pickup options for the setter, up high and down, flying onto the outside, and Uganda just picks up their 8th point. So I was talking about errors just like that one. It's the reason why Uganda are within 2 points. There is the majestic pick. It is a free ball for Uganda. Beautiful pickup through the center. Bentom. It is another error. And we are at 9 for Uganda and 10 for Rwanda. And Rwanda is forced to make a substitution. This time it is Honorable Nabahire Anastase who steps on. That is to come and salvage at some points for this Rwanda side. The service. There is the sensational pickup up high, and here comes the boom. There is the beautiful pickup, but miscommunication from these two parliamentarians, and tempers seem to be flying right there. And I know it is sports, but at the end of the day, you have to reduce on the margin for error, because at the end of the day, you're gifting another side points. And there is a call from the Rwandese parliamentarians to be corrected in terms of their rotation. That is by Stamir Nasul, one of the most decorated referees in Uganda. Here comes the boom. There is the pickup. I still don't understand why they are choosing to go for dumps, but beautiful defense right here, and the dump from Honorable Ben. Coming off the block. Is there any error? There is no error, and the Rwandese come up with a 3-point cushion. So if they do take this set, they would have picked up the 3 points, and it will be a tough hill to climb for Uganda side. There is the hit off the head onto the outside. These are some of the plays that I was expecting from the fact that they have Honorable Chiago on the front court. They have Honorable, that is Batum Ben on the front court. There are some of the major attackers that they do have, but this also is a good front line, considering the fact that you have Honorable Mbwateka Gafa on the front court, you have Honorable Chiago on the front court, and Honorable Kamara Nicholas on the front court. The pickup options for the setter, up high and down hard. What a hit that is! The right hand elevation and detonation, electrified and amplified. Points check, 13 for Rwanda and 10 for Uganda. Honorable Muhammad Nsereko can't seem to believe what is transpiring here. Honorable Chiaga with a set. Honorable Nicholas with a hit. There is options for the setter, and there is a hit. Improvisation set. Honorable Nicholas cross court. The Rwandese do have some beautiful and sensational cover, and it's the reason why they have not let any points, any balls drop on their side. Going imano, that is in Spanish, man on man, 1-on-1, and who comes out victorious? Honorable Mbwateka Gafa. The Rwandese once again calling for a substitution, and on the other side, it is could be your favorite artist, or it could be your favorite parliamentarian. Whichever side you choose, he has represented well for Uganda. Coming off the left hand, by this time, that block, the second touch, he plays 3 touches. It's 2 touches rather, because the first one was a block, the second one was a rightful play, but the third one was surely a foul. Service. into the net. 12 for Uganda and 14 for Rwanda. That is Honorable Nsabagwandi Aneste, who just made that error. Honorable Nicholas Kamara with the service. With a beautiful floater. There is the pickup. That is Muhakwa Valens. Hits that ball onto the outside. But a beautiful connection from this particular, from the setter, that is Ichietejebe Venuste and Muhakwa Valens. They are doing tremendous work right there. Vaneste with the set. Valens coming off one hand, but somehow they keep it alive. One-handed pick. That is from Honorable Ben. Options for the setter. Up high with a sensational dump. He uses his... Oh! What an error that is from Honorable Hilderman. Tries to go for a swing, but that swing was a little lethargic. It was lacking in terms of energy. And like I say, Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus with a kiss. Honorable Chiaga just betrayed the Uganda Parliament with a hit in the net. The pickup, Chiaga. And once again, it's another error from Honorable Chiaga. And those are 2 points for the Rwandese Parliament. 16-13. Another service, another pickup, another set, another dump through the center. And once again, the Rwandese, just like they've been doing in the previous sets, they have showed a strong fight. Their cover has been relentless. And I'm not surprised that the scoreboard is reading 17-13 for Uganda. Timeout for Coach Bachu. And the Rwandese are basking in glory. And the Rwandese Ugandan fans who are sending cheers around the stadium are right now silent. You can hear a pin drop here in the MTN Arena in Lugogo because of the silence. These Rwandese have literally silenced the Ugandans because of the beating. End of timeout for Uganda. Preparing to serve is Rwanda. There is the floater. This time Honorable Chiaga once again. They are choosing to go to the same person. 3 errors from Honorable Chiaga. And this time Rwanda is at 18. Uganda is at 13. Oh, it is another error. They can't seem to position themselves very well in this particular side. That is the Ugandan side, because you can look at the face of that is Honorable Muhammad Nsedeko. It's a face of despair, disbelief, discontent at the sight of what is transpiring. But this time he tries to salvage a point for the Ugandan side. That is Mbwateka Magafa. He has put his fingerprints on this game. He has been a bright spot for this Ugandan side, but unfortunately the scoreboard is not on their side. There is the pickup, up high for the set. What hit that was, but what a pickup, a counter pickup. There is the dump. They push that. Honorable Nicholas with the pickup, coming off with the left once again, and this time beautiful defense from the Ugandans, but the ball can't seem to find the ground. But this time it is none other than Honorable Ben with a sensational dump right there to pick up a point. That is Honorable Ben. That is Honorable Batum Ben with the long sleeves, purple long sleeves and white shirt. Jersey number 3, service Mbwatekama. There is the pickup, there is the set. coming off the block once again, and the ball ricochets. It should be a free ball for Rwanda, but this time out of system set. The pick up by Honorable Nicholas. The set through the center. There is another dump, and this time it is none other than Honorable Baton Ben, who has been the major source of scoring for this Ugandan side in this set. So it is 16 for Uganda and 19 for Rwanda. The options for the setter. Honorable Muhawa Valens picked up very well, and this time the Ugandans just pick up their 17th point, and Rwanda Parliament is forced to call for a timeout. And once again, you can now hear the sounds of the drums because they are a little energized. That is the fans. But earlier on, there was despair in the stadium. They couldn't make any single sound because the Rwandese were giving them a bloody nose. That particular gentleman right there reminds me of a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree is decorated and available when needed, representing for the Ugandan side. Colorful. There is the pickup. Cross-court set. The hit. It's another pickup. Options for Honorable Valens. This time, beautiful defense right there. And Uganda have a chance to keep this ball up. Dump once again. I still don't understand why they are not choosing to go for attacks. Through the center, it's another dump. Going to the same space, the same place. That is Honorable Baton Ben. 18-19. So, what does it really mean for Uganda if they win this? They would have forced Rwanda into a decisive, and they would have kept their hopes alive. It's a free ball, and he hit that ball into the net. Uganda never received the free ball, but they received a point. 19 for Uganda and 19 for Rwanda. And the fans are thrown in a frenzy. Honorable Valens, one-handed. He alone is a one-man army because he has provided reception for Uganda, he has provided attacks for Rwanda, I beg your pardon, and he has provided a blocking for Rwanda, and it's no surprise that he's the best player on the Rwandese side. That is, as he goes to go for the service, that is Muhakwa Valens. Honorable Chiaga with the pickup, cross-court set. A free ball. Valens with the pickup. The set. The hit. Somehow the ball can't seem to find the ground. There is another pickup. Up high on the set. Here comes the boom. The boom was lacking in terms of energy. And the Rwandese have a chance. Valens from the back. The dump is onto the outside. And Uganda is at 20. Rwanda is at 20. Preparing for the service. 20-20. There is the pickup, a chance. And this time, Uganda has taken the lead for the first time in this set. 21-20. Panic in the hearts of the Rwandese coach. But that ball flies outside, and we are tied at 21. Service picked up majestically through the center. It's another dump, but this time the 100 pickups were not enough. But Honorable Ben has really been sensational for this Ugandan side. He's the major source of scoring for Uganda. Earlier on, it was Mbwateka Mwagafa, but this time it is Honorable Ben who has been providing scoring for Uganda. So that ball flies onto the outside, but the Rwandese say there was a little touch on that ball that flew on the outside, but the referee just swallows his whistle and says the ball flew onto the outside. So it is 23 for Uganda and 21 for Rwanda. I think we are going to have a reserve and a substitution as well. Who is stepping on? Honorable Kalisa Jean Sauvier. And stepping out is Honorable Nyabienda Damien. Service for Uganda. It is a floater picked up by Valens. Valens Tastic with sending a free ball for Uganda. Up high, 100 pickup. How about that for Honorable? There is another dump, and guess who once again? It is the Geno, the tormentor in chief for this Rwanda side, Honorable Batum Ben, jersey number 3. Without him, Uganda would not have had a chance to reach 24 points and to force a decisive with the Rwanda side. So it is a substitution. Once again, the substitute has been substituted. That is none other than Honorable Kalisa Jean Sauvier, and they brought back in Damien Yabenda from the back, and this time, how about for miscalculation? That is Honorable Ben Tom. Batom Ben. And Valens Muhakwa is the reason why this Rwanda side still has a sense of a win in them. They still have a sense, a feel of a win within them because of his heroics and how he has been playing. Honorable with the pickup, up high, going for a hit. Somehow, they keep the ball alive. It should be a dump and a free ball for Uganda. Here comes the boom off the defense onto the outside. There is the pickup once again. Option for the setter, but this time Honorable Chiyaga failed in terms of service, and this Rwanda side is now at 23 points, and on the other side it is 24 for Uganda. Service. No, the referee calls for, I believe Uganda has called for a timeout because they want to reduce on the momentum that this Rwanda side had gotten, because they had 24 points and Rwanda had 21 points, but because of errors, the Rwandese have picked up 2 points in a row. So, for you to call for a timeout is to reduce on their momentum. It is another error from Uganda, and just coming out of the timeout, it is another mistake, and we are tied at 24 apiece. Game 26. It's another mistake, another error. Like I said, the errors are the major reasons why both teams are at this scoreline at this particular time. So Uganda has a chance to take the win, I beg your pardon, to take the second set and level things up at 2 apiece. Service, pick up, Valerie. It should be balance. It should be a free ball for Uganda. There is the hit onto the outside, and like I said, it's been errors, and more errors on both sides. So Rwanda has a chance. Service, underarm, pick up. Options for Honorable Chiyaga. Up high. It is another dump. Cross-court set. And that is the captain, Mohakwa Valens, who is the major reason why this Rwandese team has 2 sets already in the bag. He's looking to wrap things up here as he steps on the front court. So it's now or never for Uganda. Options for the setter. Through the center. What a hit that is. I mean, tremendous God-given ability. It's about the flight. It's about the swing. It's about the hit. And the moment at which he chooses to make that hit. The set. Coming for a block. Somehow they pick it up and keep that ball alive. We are at 26 apiece. Honorable Chiyaga, miscommunication between the body, the brains, and the eyes as well. And just like that, the Rwandese pick up their 27th point. What does this mean? If they pick up another point, it will be game down for Rwanda. They pick up Honorable Chiyaga. It should be a free ball for Uganda. There is the pick up. The set for Honorable Mohakwa Valens. Somehow the Ugandan defense has been on the full display. Mohakwa Valens. And just like that, Honorable Valens Mohakwa delivers for Rwanda Parliament. Look there, it is another parliamentarian, that is Honorable, none other than Muhammad Nsereko. Is not happy with the performance, but trust me, they put up a spirited performance. They put up a spirited fight from here at NBA Sports and the rest of the sister stations that are showing you this particular mashup. It has been the Ugandan Parliament versus the Rwandese Parliament in volleyball category. Tomorrow we shall be having soccer as the games continue, and we shall also have a closing ceremony later on during the start of the week at National Parliament of Uganda. For those who have been in attendance and those who have been watching from home, this is NBA Sports. My name is Shadrach. I want to thank the camera crew and the people in the van that are bringing you all this live, and at the center that is in Naguru. From here it is Hammer